Hello everybody, welcome to LT Gaming. My name is Tom, and today we are taking a look at the top 10 original gaming soundtracks. Great games always have memorable music to match. Whether you are sneaking around in some musty cavern or waging epic war across the stars, the soundtrack creates the experience as much as the gameplay or graphics. In order to keep things balanced, I will be compiling our list with one game per franchise, and I will favour the game I am most familiar with. So don't hate me if you see number 2 in the series as opposed to number 4. Yeah, it may have just been that I played that game at that time. Also, this is original scores only. So despite being huge fans of games like Vice City and Fallout, they will have to be part of another list for the future. So let's kick things off, but first of all, of course, remember to like, subscribe if you're enjoying our content. We really appreciate it and it helps us grow faster and faster. Let's go. Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic 2. One of the first games that introduced me to gaming had a soundtrack that has managed to stay with me until this day. The upbeat intro title, the techno styles of Chemical Plant Zone, the suave melody of Casino Nights, or the iconic Robotnik theme. Each song had its own vibe that enhanced the experience for the player. And my personal favourite from these was the calming melody from Sky Chase Zone, soaring through the sky with tails. Majestic. Colonization. A great soundtrack can shape and alter the experience of a game, and the Colonization one certainly did that. A mix of fantastic calming melodies, dark tunes, and exuberant songs. The Colonization score made this game with its MIDI magic. Some highlights amongst the bunch were Fiddler's Dance, Independence Way to make me want to throw off the shackles of the crown, or the sweet pipes of the Fountain of Youth. But without fail, the irrepressible Join the Cavalry is my favourite. Homeworld. Few titles have used a score to effectively transform a game from great to iconic as well as Homeworld did. The Adagio for Strings rendition set the epic tone for this game immediately, as you see Karak burning. This really emphasised a poignant moment for the player and etched it into our memories permanently. Not to be overshadowed, the rest of the score carries a dark, menacing vibe that accentuates the atmosphere of the game. A true classic. Baldur's Gate 2. Baldur's Gate 2 is one of the best RPGs ever made. A game of massive scope and magnitude that set the benchmark for RPGs for years to come. It goes without saying, an RPG this wonderful needs a varied, nuanced and atmospheric score to immerse the player into the world of Faerun. So whether scrabbling around in some dark pit or battling a red dragon, Baldur's Gate 2 had you covered. And if you made it through all the fights, pain and hardship as a good guy, you were rewarded with, in my opinion, the best track in the game, The Good. Age of Empires 2. Thanks to Age of Empires 2, I have a soundtrack that perfectly captures the Dark Ages for me. This RTS classic blended a variety of themes and instruments in its songs. So no matter whether you were the Celts or the Saracens, and everyone in between, you had the perfect accompaniment. And sometimes that is the role of the perfect soundtrack, to simply blend into the background and be the perfect companion to your adventures. In terms of highlights, you can look no further than the opening title. Absolutely epic. Max Payne 2. The dark, violent, and maudlin story of Max Payne needed a score that would pack a punch, and Max Payne 2 definitely did not disappoint. Heavy rain, thunder, and that iconic violin all blend till you feel a part of the story utterly. As important as the gameplay, graphics, or dialogue, this is truly one of my favourites. Civilization series, Civilization 2. You know a game has a good soundtrack when you want to get the happiness bonus, not for its in-game effects, but just so you can hear the music. Civilization as a series has always knocked it out of the park with its music, so choosing just one of the games was tough. I went with Civ 2 based on how memorable not only the in-game music is, but also how the music triggered by building various wonders was. I remember having to build Copernicus's observatory and the United Nations every game just to be able to hear the music triggered by the wonder building. A true gaming masterpiece. Europa Universalis 4. I was really torn on which game of this series to pick. It came down between EU2 and 4. Ultimately, I had to go with 4 based on the fact that it's a fully original score for the game. The word mood best describes this score. From wistfully looking at your few meagre and often poor provinces, to pouring hundreds of thousands of troops to the front line and waging war across the continent, EU4 has the right song to match your mood. An epic soundtrack for an epic grand strategy game. Skyrim. Coming in the second slot is the Elder Scrolls series, and what I think is the best amongst them, Skyrim. Although I will admit it is a razor close call. There aren't many soundtracks that have the depth and variety to cater to a dragon battle or a dingy backwater swamp cave in equal measure. In fact, the closest competitors are probably the other Elder Scrolls games. There aren't many game soundtracks that I would listen to outside of the game, but Skyrim has been my go-to chill/concentration music choice for quite some time. Jeremy Soule knocked it out of the park on this one. Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII is one of the few games to make me feel a whole range of emotions, ranging from sadness and sorrow to anger and retribution, and that is in no small part down to the music. From the high energy bombing mission to the nihilistic Shinra theme, and of course the heart-wrenching Aerith theme. With literally every track transforming each scene, each one has become iconic to me, and I've listened to numerous renditions of each of them. To single one out to end the video with, I will go with the one that made every gamer cry. Well, dry those eyes, gamers. We have reached the end of our list, and I hope you've enjoyed this musical journey with me. Music is, of course, highly subjective, so let me know, do you agree, do you disagree with our list? And let me know in the comments what ones you would have considered, or, if you support my choices. And also, please consider helping us out with a like and following our journey with a subscription. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye bye now.